Hi, my name is Sarah Coldrey and I'm the new pastoral assistant at Exeter School. In a previous role I was a sleep practitioner and I was in this role for 7 years. We decided during Wellbeing Week to survey the pupils to see how well they are sleeping. We shared the results recently with pupils along with some tips given during an assembly to help them enjoy a better quality of sleep. We thought that parents would be interested in the results and tips. We hope you find this presentation useful. The results here show that actually over 70% of pupils are not getting the amount of sleep that is required for their age group, which is around 9 hours. It's not surprising then, therefore, that again over 70% of pupils answered no to the question, do you usually wake up on a school day feeling refreshed? Here are some tips that might help your child to get a better night's sleep. Try to avoid screens for at least the hour before your child is sleeping. The reason for this is that screens, including iPads, laptops, TVs, all emit an artificial blue light that mimics daylight, and that inhibits the natural production of our sleep hormone melatonin. And we really want this hormone to be doing its job in the evening. It might seem obvious, but it's important that your child's bed is comfortable. Have you ever tried lying in your child's bed yourself to see if it's comfortable? You might know that when you've been camping or stayed away somewhere, that if the bed hasn't been comfortable, it affects the quality of your sleep. It's normally recommended that the temperature of the bedroom is kept around 19 degrees. This is because it can be difficult to sleep when we're too hot, and it can also be difficult to sleep when we're too cold. So 19 degrees is recommended. It might seem obvious, but it's also important that your child's room is dark at night. Especially in the summer months, it can be lighter a lot later. So it might be useful to have blackout blinds or blackout curtains. You can even buy blinds that sucker onto the glass, which you can take around with you to places. Try and stick to the same bedtime and wake up time each day, including weekends, especially if your child is having difficulty with sleeping. The temptation otherwise is to perhaps stay up later on a Friday night and then perhaps lie in on Saturday morning. Of course, then by Saturday night, we're not as tired at the normal time, so we go to bed later again. Of course, that leads on to a potential lie-in again on Sunday morning, and so it can be really hard come Sunday night to go to bed at the normal time we would like in order to be up again in the morning for school or work. So where possible, try and have the same routine 7 days a week. Eat healthily, especially in the hours leading up to bedtime. Sugary foods give a boost of energy, so we recommend trying to have a snack that could be something like yogurt, piece of toast, some porridge. It's important not to go to bed on an empty stomach, and we also don't want to go to bed on a really full stomach. Make sure your child is getting exercise. It might be that if they're not very active in the day, they still have a lot of energy left still to burn by bedtime. So try and make sure your child is active during break times, lunch times, maybe go for an evening walk or extracurricular activities. It's important to avoid napping in the day. Napping often means that we require less sleep come night time, and also we're not ready to sleep at the normal time that we want to. Try to avoid caffeine after about lunchtime. Caffeine is a stimulant and has a negative effect on our sleep. Caffeine is in tea, coffee, energy drinks, and also hot chocolate. Your child doesn't have to give up these altogether. It could just be that you find a decaffeinated version. Only use the bed for sleeping. It's important that the child associates their bed with sleep and not with other range of activities. If your child is doing all of their schoolwork on their bed, it might be that then they associate their bed with schoolwork and the worry that sometimes comes with that. Finally, avoid spending too long in bed if you're not asleep. I purposely didn't mention this with the students because there can be a tendency to take it a bit too far. However, if your child is, regularly spending more than 20 minutes a night awake in bed, not asleep, it might be worth looking at making their bedtime a little bit later. You can always bring it back down gradually once they're in a new routine, but it's really important that your child associates the bed with sleeping and not with several other activities that might come whilst they're laying in bed struggling to get to sleep. Thank you for listening to this presentation. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. My email is there on the screen. And if you feel that it might be beneficial for your child to come and see me for a one-to-one appointment, then again, please contact me or speak to your child's head of house. Thanks very much. Bye.